Monse, no tienes la cámara puesta y no te oigo.
¿Ahora me oís?
Sí.
¿Sí? La verdad es que ahora yo no sé si te oigo muy fuerte ahora. Bueno, hola César, hola a todos. César, cuando se hace evidente de que este yo es inexistente, ya no hay vuelta atrás, ¿verdad?
Y ese conocimiento es permanente y libre de esfuerzo, sí.
Espera, no oigo bien. No oigo. Dime.
Si es permanente y libre de esfuerzo, ese conocimiento, sí.
Ma- ps- Porque es como cada vez tiene menos peso este personaje, todo esto tiene menos peso todo. Yo no sé, algo así como más transparente todo, como más, no sé. Es que no sé bien cómo explicar todo esto, pero
Yo te entiendo.
mm, como si ya, como si hay, no sé, menos importancia a todo. No es que no le des importancia, pero ves la ilusoridad de, de lo de esto, que no sé cómo ponerle palabras a todo esto, pero
Sigue
yo qué
siendo,
sé.
sigue siendo la mente.
Dime.
Sigue siendo la mente. La conciencia no ve nada
No,
aparte de sí misma.
de sí misma. Pero cuando dices sí misma es todo, ¿no?
Conciencia y todo.
Ese sí mismo es todo.
Correcto. Pero la idea es ser consciente de ser conciencia. No cuán diluido o transparente esté el ego.
Pero ¿y cómo puedo yo no puedo hacer nada, porque es que la mente no puede hacer nada.
No, la mente solo puede quedarse quieta.
Quieta, es que no, es imposible, no.
Hay una especie de poder de atracción o magnético, el poder de la conciencia que atrapa a la mente,
El poder de la conciencia que atrapa la mente.
que la absorbe, por así decirlo.
Mm.
La
Es co-
absorbe dentro de sí.
Se va quedando más silenciosa cada vez. Algo así puede ser.
Cuando la mente está en silencio, no en silencio, cuando la mente está quieta, automáticamente, si la mente está genuinamente quieta, el poder de la conciencia se revela. El poder de la conciencia y la conciencia no son diferentes. Si la mente está genuinamente quieta, Quiere decir también, es lo mismo de diferente manera, se hace evidente la presencia de la conciencia y se hace evidente que se es esa conciencia y se hace evidente que todo es conciencia, que solo la conciencia es. ¿Sí me explico?
Sí, sí, creo que sí.
La mente desaparece quiere decir la idea de que tiene existencia separada desaparece, separada de la conciencia o unida a la conciencia, es conciencia. Yo soy eso,
Ya.
o eso es lo que yo soy. La
Pero
que,
eso la mente es imposible que lo sepa. La mente no puede saber.
así parece, porque la conciencia no dice yo,
Claro,
pero esa mente ya no la puedes llamar mente, ¿me explico?
claro.
Porque al no ser separada de la conciencia es la conciencia, no la puedes llamar mente, o ego, o individuo, o ilusión, o maya, o manifestación, o como la quieras llamar. Al igual que la sal que tiras en el mar, no la puedes llamar ya sal, ¿m? Porque al disolverse en el mar, siempre fue el mar. ¿M? Parecía que estuviera afuera, que estuviera existencia separada, independiente del mar. Yo estoy aquí por mí misma. ¿Cuál mar? Yo dependo del mar, que yo surgí del mar, que yo qué. ¿Me sigues?
Sí, sí,
Cuando
sí.
tiras la sal al mar, la sal no desaparece, se disuelve. Entre comillas, se convierte en el mar, pero siempre fue el mar. De hecho, solo el mar existe o existió.
Ujú. La mente es la parte dinámica, ¿no? De la conciencia, César.
Correcto. Es como si la mente se diera cuenta de la conciencia y a lo que se da cuenta desaparece. Es decir, la idea de ser el que conoce la conciencia desaparece y el conocimiento de ser la conciencia queda develado o revelado.
Pero esto puede ser, esto es en un instante se revela,
Correcto.
pero, pero luego aparentemente hay como un proceso, puede ser.
Un proceso de disolución del resto de las tendencias que es cuando el ego se disuelve permanentemente. Y cuando esa idea yo soy el cuerpo no surge más.
Ujú. Porque todo, absolutamente todo, es una fantasía mental.
Correcto,
Así se mostró en un instante.
correcto,
Lo que, lo que luego, pues lo que dices, ¿no? Que surgen, las tendencias siguen surgiendo porque evidentemente no soy ramana.
mm,
Pero es que eso fue en un instante que se vio eso que todo es mente, es ilusorio.
correcto.
Incluso no hay nada físico.
Correcto.
Uf,
Aparentemente físico.
aparentemente, sí, sí, aunque parezca todo muy real. Pero también esto también es el absoluto también. Esta falsa esa apariencia también es el absoluto.
Correcto. El aspecto ilusorio del absoluto. Ah, y lo llamamos ilusorio o lo que sea mientras creemos que existe separado del absoluto. De lo contrario no existe. Es decir, existe como conciencia, no como otro.
Claro. La mente es lo que separa, pero en realidad todo es una unidad.
La mente crea la ilusión de separación.
La ilusión de separación.
Nunca hubo separación.
No, no, es que no,
Por lo
no,
tanto, tampoco puede haber reunión. Tú no puedes reunir aquello que nunca estuvo separado. Yo no puedo pegar las piezas de una taza que nunca se rompió.
sí, sí, esto es increíble. Es- sí, sí. Por eso no es que no le des importancia, todo tiene su importancia relativa,
Correcto,
no es, quizás va perdiendo aquella ímpetu que antes, que el drama, aquella cosa, todo va perdiendo su drama.
correcto.
Y bueno, y no puedes decir nada, porque es que no puedes decir nada de absolutamente nada de lo que somos, o lo es que es incognoscible. Te quedas así con la boca que no puedes decir nada.
Correcto,
Es imposible, no puedes dar un paso adelante ni atrás, estás así, totalmente así, atada y nada, y no. Todo lo que digas puede ser usado contra uno mismo.
correcto.
Bien, es una pasada.
Incluyendo el pensamiento yo soy eso también.
Sí, sí, incluyendo eso. Sí, sí. Porque es que cada vez se hace más evidente que esto es una aparición, porque en el sueño profundo todo desaparece,
Correcto.
todo desaparece y la vigilia aparece. O sea que, no sé, una cosa que dices, "Uf".
Más que aparecer es iluminada. Ahí está. En forma latente o potente. Si tú estás en un cuarto lleno de cosas, el cuarto está completamente oscuro, tú puedes decir, bueno, aquí no hay nada. Ahí está todo. Pero y no puedes separar lo que está en el cuarto con el espacio en donde, no puedes separar los objetos en el cuarto con el espacio donde están los objetos.
No, no, porque aparece, este yo aparece y aparece todo.
Ahora, en realidad entonces ni aparece ni desaparece.
No, es que no existe.
O sea, como otro,
Claro,
como conciencia sí, como otro no.
no, pero claro, supongo que esto tiene que ir asentándose o no lo sé, o no, no sé, yo qué sé, no
Correcto,
lo sé.
correcto. Este conocimiento se hace firme. Cuando está firmemente establecido,
Claro.
entonces se dice que cuando ya es irreversible, así que no hay vuelta atrás, que la ilusión o la idea de ser algo parte de la conciencia no surge más.
No es que hubo como una temporada que se estableció como un saber sin saber qué era. No, no sé cómo explicarlo. Un saber que era, que, que yo soy, era eso, pero no lo pensaba. Era como una,
Lo
no sé,
sabes,
no, no lo he pensado.
lo sabes porque lo eres. No lo estás conociendo, lo estás siendo.
Entiendo. Ah,
Serlo es conocerlo. Conocer a la conciencia es ser la conciencia.
claro. Mientras va siendo, se va conociendo, algo así. Mientras va siendo,
Mientras va
vas
haciendo o siendo.
mientras eres, se va haciendo y te vas conociendo a la vez o algo así. Es como algo recíproco,
No, no.
algo así.
Se va haciendo
No
qué
sé.
cosa.
Mientras vas siendo, uno entre comillas, vas siendo, te vas conociendo, algo así.
Uno sí,
Como algo simultáneo. No
sí,
sé si no sé si explicarme bien.
porque,
Algo simultáneo.
porque,
Ser
porque
y estar, ser y hacer es simultáneo, algo así.
inseparables.
Sí,
Ilusión y realidad son inseparables.
parable.
Al ser inseparables, entonces la ilusión ya no la puedes llamar ilusión, porque tendríamos que creer que existe una segunda entidad llamada ilusión, mente, mundo, ego, manifestación, etcétera, etcétera. Si no es inseparable de la conciencia, si es inseparable de la conciencia, es la conciencia. No hay dos.
Claro, claro. Allí aún se mete la mente y quiere separar y bueno, pero no, pero es que lo tengo clarísimo, que es así.
Cuando la mente se disuelve por completo, inclusive la idea de no dualidad, unión, reunión, realización, todo eso desaparece también. Quedan reducidos a meros conceptos.
Claro. Claro, es como mm, no sé,
Exactamente, es como un no sé.
no sé. Sí, es,
No sé, aún así soy.
mm. Y es que al final no puedes decir nada, nada, nada.
Por eso se dice que en el estado natural los pensamientos simplemente no surgen.
Y si esta que creo ser o esta mente no está cada vez más quieta, cada vez se ve que hay menos separación. No sé cómo explicarlo así, algo así.
No es que hay menos, es que cada vez te das cuenta más y más de que no hay separación. O ese conocimiento es más prolongado, no es interrumpido por los pensamientos, no es cubierto de nuevo por la mente.
Ay, sí. Mm. Claro, ya entiendo cuando dices que solo se puede hablar de lo que es la parte ilusoria, la mente, porque de lo absoluto es imposible hablar, no se puede decir nada, absolutamente.
Pues
Sí,
¿Quién habría de decirlo y cómo? ¿Dónde está el otro que va a hablar de ella?
Es que este otro es imposible que la conozca, ¿verdad? Esa que no la puede conocer. Es imposible. La mente no puede conocer el buscador, la mente no puede conocer
Al- al
al
pri-
absoluto.
de nuevo, al principio pareciera que así fuera. La atención de la mente va de afuera hacia adentro. A lo que va hacia adentro, entonces pareciera que por un momento se da cuenta de qué es la conciencia y luego desaparece.
Y allí que queda nada, ¿no, César?
¿Mm?
Y allí, cuando has hecho este movimiento que la absorbe, allí que queda.
Ahí la pregunta no surge.
Allí ya todo se disuelve, todo, absolutamente todo. Ya no queda nada de nada. Bueno, es que nada ya tampoco, no es ni
No,
la palabra, nada.
es que
Bueno, ni nada, ni no sé, no sé, no se puede poner palabra. Guau, cuando te vas, hay estos insights o lo que sea, te quedas alucinada. Y dices, ¡buah! Pues todo esto. Y agradecida, ¿no? Porque, aunque es agradecida de que este conocimiento se revele de estas maneras. No sé, es algo, para mí es algo, wow, que esta wow no existe, este que dice wow. Pero bueno,
todo eso también se va diluyendo. Si lo que parece nuevo y extraordinario
claro,
se reconoce como siempre existente, no es nuevo, ¿m? Y es natural,
es natural, claro.
siempre estuvo presente.
Y lo único que si se dice hacer, porque no es un hacer, es quedarme quieta,
Correcto,
mentalmente quieta,
correcto.
nada más, es lo único. Y aunque veo que surge la mente y quiere atrapar el momento y toda la historia esta, nada, ¿no? Esto es verlo como nubes pasajeras. Bueno, si se puede, porque a veces no se puede. Y bueno,
Sin identificarse con ellos.
eso, ahí está la palabra, eso, claro.
Todo,
Claro, ya dime, dime.
todo pensamiento es acerca de un objeto, incluyendo si el pensamiento es acerca de uno mismo, porque uno mismo como cuerpo es un objeto.
Sí.
Si el sujeto no se asocia, identifica o se limita con los objetos, no puede sostenerse. La
Ya.
mente vive solo en asociación, apego, identificación con un objeto.
Sí, sí. Siempre está buscando algo a que engancharse. Esto lo veo clarísimo. Sí, sí, se ve muy claro que se engancha a cualquier cosa para poder sobrevivir. Es algo muy, muy claro. Pero eso también va perdiendo fuerza, ¿sabes?
Mm.
Va perdiendo fuerza. Bueno, Bueno, César, pues gracias.
A las órdenes,
Gracias.
a las órdenes.
Un abrazo.
Igual.
Gracias, César.
Ok. Muy bien.
Надо. Прав. Hello.
Sorry,
Hello, Cesar.
you want to translate for Irina?
Very much.
Okay. Let her know.
Всем здравствуйте.
Ирина, здрасте.
Да. В общем, я прошу прощения у Цезаря, что снова опять буду задавать один и тот же вопрос.
I say sorry to Cesar for I'm again asking same question.
В общем, ум снова цепляет через тело. Делается самоисследование. Как какое-то время полдня помогает, а полдня никак не могу выйти из состояния отождествления с телом.
So the mind triggered me through the body. When I do self-inquiring, half of day I'm okay, everything is good, and half of the day is disturbed, and the mind works through the identity with the body.
И появляется как будто бы такая боязнь за тело, вроде бы неявная, но все равно какой-то такой страх скрытый присутствует, что что-то с телом случится или что ему не смогут помочь.
And the fear for the body appears, and not so strong fear, but some kind of fear that something may happen with this body, something bad, and nobody can help it.
И уже вроде бы и есть такое смирение, что ну что будет, то и будет, но все равно как-то что-то вот мешает.
And there is also, although there is acceptance that happen what meant to happen, but still something is afraid.
The mind is afraid.
Это ум боится.
The body is not self-aware.
Тело само себя не осознает.
And the mind is body consciousness.
И ум ум — это сознание тела, это тело сознания.
I am this body.
Я есть это тело.
That thought is the mind.
И эта мысль — это ум.
The mind is worried that something is going to happen to the body because the mind believes is the body, so something is going to happen to me. I am afraid something is going to happen to me.
И ум боится, что что-то случится с телом, потому что он отождествляет себя с телом, и потому как с телом что-то может случиться, он думает, что что-то может случиться со мной.
Сколько же это может продолжаться?
And how long it can happen?
How long it can happen what?
How long this can happening, continue to happen, this stuff?
Until body identity disappears permanently.
Пока отождествление с телом не исчезнет навсегда.
And as long as the ego is there, inquiry must go on.
И покуда эго еще присутствует, исследование должно продолжаться.
Прям вообще непрерывно. Как только мысль какая появилась, сразу посмотреть, откуда она возникает. И...
Мгм. So it must happen permanently. To look how to even the first thought appearing.
When it arises, see from where it arises.
Когда это появляется, смотрите, где это появляется.
That is the meaning of turning the mind inwards.
Это и есть смысл разворота ума внутрь.
From the outer world to its source.
От наружного мира к его источнику.
А тело – это и ощущения в теле – это тоже внешние.
А можете повторить, пожалуйста?
Ну, само тело и ощущения в теле – это тоже внешнее, естественно, да?
So the body and the sensations of the body, it's outward thing, yes? Да.
Thoughts, feelings, emotions, bodily sensations, sensory perceptions. Basically that. Thoughts,
Мысли,
feelings, emotions, bodily sensations, sensory perceptions. Just to summarize it in a way.
чувство тела и органы чувств, это все вот оно есть внешнее. Просто вот до этого сузим как бы списка.
А вот когда практические мысли появляются, их же тоже можно исследовать, тоже возвращать внимание к себе. От этого же не прекратятся никакие действия, правильно?
So, and even when the practical thoughts are appearing, I also can inquire where they are.
Yes,
And the doing is not stop something.
correct.
Да, верно.
Correct.
Верно.
Whether the body or the mind is active, we can always see from where all this, to whom all this appear. All this appears in consciousness, not to consciousness, but in consciousness, where all this appears.
мы можем также наблюдать, и мы наблюдаем, где они появляются. И они не появляются на самом деле для сознания, они появляются в сознании. И мы исследуем, где все это появляется,
from where all this arises.
откуда все это возникает.
Да. Просто еще тоже вот такой момент, что вот понедельник, вторник сатсангов нету, и уже появляется вот это вот я мысль, которая тянет за собой вот эту тревогу.
In the Monday and in uh, of the days when there is no satsangs, these 2 days, it's already enough to this I thought to appear and to disturb.
No,
disturb.
it disturbs you because you don't inquire diligently.
Она беспокоит тебя, потому что ты не бдительно не исследуешь.
Because it arises and you follow it.
Она появляется, и ты за ней следуешь.
To follow it means you pay attention to it.
Следовать за этим, это означает, что ты обращаешь на нее внимание.
First, you think it is real, that this I, this self is real.
И, во-первых, ты как бы веришь, что оно реально. Вот это я, мысль, что она реальна.
And your attention is on it.
И твое внимание на этом.
And you have to remove the attention from it and bring it back to its source.
И тебе нужно оторвать свое внимание от этого и вернуть обратно на источник.
Да, поняла. Поняла. Благодарю.
I got it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Спасибо за перевод, Роман.
Sorry, the answer is the same.
Я прошу прощения, что я ответил то же самое, что и обычно, как обычно.
Same answer to all your questions.
Один и тот же ответ на все ваши вопросы.
Спасибо большое.
Understand. Good. Thank you, Roman.
You're welcome.
You're back in Russia, right?
Yes, now I'm in Russia, in Moscow.
Moscow.
Yeah, near to Moscow.
Good.
Yeah, I have some questions, but I think it's not applicable to know.
Why?
Yeah, about practical things, about moving.
Oh, this is preordained. It's going to happen, it's going to happen. Otherwise, it's not going to happen. If you are meant to come, you will come. If you are not, you will not come. You shouldn't be concerned about all that. I mean, relatively concerned, see, in a practical sense, that's all. All this is relatively important. But it's important that our sense of self is not based in body identity. That the one that is going, coming, doing, and all that is me.
Yeah.
Mind is our tool. That's all. It's an instrument. It's not ourself. It's not what we actually are. When that is clear, then the quantity, quality of thought, physical activity, this and that is not that important anymore. It is relatively important. See,
Yeah. Yeah. When I moved here to my hometown, and now, as you can see, I'm not so much involved in question, but I participating anyway in satsangs, and I very much in, I would say, in absorption and practice to, and I see how it's silently, all that you told me in our conversation, our interaction, is silently proof itself from inside, without my doing even. I'm just keep quiet. I just keep my mind quiet, and this, the many things you said, they're very strong and self-evident, gradually self-evident. Some like experience, and some of your words is popping, and I just, oh yeah, like click, something like that
I don't,
happens.
I don't understand, but it's okay.
Establishing in this, and self-evident experience of the words, practical experience, deepening.
Hmm.
More beyond the thinking, more on the level of intuition and experience.
Direct knowledge, you mean?
Yeah, like that's that.
Direct knowledge of intellectual knowledge.
Yeah, I would say like that. Yeah, I would say like that.
Everything that has been spoken, taught, read is becoming first-hand knowledge. It takes a while. Even if you know this, it may take a while to express this simply, fluently, in a simple way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Even the way to speak about this becomes more simple and more accurate.
Yeah.
Especially when we no longer rely on bookish knowledge. Because you know
Yeah.
it. You speak about what you know first. You see, I'm knowing it. I'm speaking about what I'm knowing right now, including myself.
Yeah. Yeah.
And for that, this knowledge has to be firmly established.
It's not information, no words. It's like nothing, but everything is from here, from this. But it's itself. It's like anything I can say about that. It's just terrible.
It's not
Not,
that. As I said before in the beginning, we may have even to use some bookish knowledge to speak about it, right? It becomes, eventually you get loose, right? But again, that self-knowledge must be irreversible. And then we can speak about it freely, is easily, simple.
mm, yeah.
Because sometimes elaborated explanations or long explanations just makes it complicated.
Mm-hmm.
And the speaker itself can get lost in its own deliverance and fall back into ignorance. Right? Even if we have direct knowledge, we have to be careful, right? because the ego may rise again. Spiritual ego especially can show up.
Mhm.
Glimpses are good, but not good enough. One can easily fall back into ignorance, easily. Because that tendency, which is a good tendency, to share this knowledge may not be fully destroyed. And then we follow that tendency and identify oneself as the speaker of the truth, or the guru, or the clarifier, or with another sense of self based in another tendency, in another thought, another form.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
In my case, or in our case, because I'm not the chosen one or the only one, we were not allowed to speak, let's say, formally, so to speak. It's a way of where we were, right, in that ashram, and we were not allowed to speak formally, right, or publicly, so to say, unless it was obvious that, see, the maraca was empty. You know what is a maraca?
Yeah.
So the teacher will shake it, right, to see if it was completely empty. Then he will say, okay, now go on and speak. Even though, at least what he said to me, speak from, he went as far as to say, do not use Sanskrit terminology. Speak in a language that everybody can understand. At that time, obviously, it was English. And I speak from your own experience. Of course, if somebody will use Sanskrit terminology, it depends upon the background. If they are familiarized with the Vedas or with the Bible or with whatever, right?
Mhm.
You may address them accordingly, right? And all what that person is saying, asking from the book, it will automatically reflect to your direct experience. So you know that, right? It doesn't matter what you're reading or somebody is asking, or from whatever background, and then the feedback is from, this doesn't tell you anything new, right? So you can speak about that because it's your direct knowledge. He said, if your knowledge is only intellectual, which can be quite good, fine. Always quote, so and so say, Jesus said, Buddha said, Ramana said, Rama said, Baba said, whoever, right? Do not claim this knowledge as yours because it is not. And when it is your own, you cannot claim it your own because it's not yours. It is, right?
Yeah.
When the ego is fully gone, you fold your hands to your guru and you move on. If not, he will send you away if you are not meant to be there anymore. And if you are not sent away by the guru, when the guru dies, the organization will send you away because doesn't want any competition, doesn't want any other name. Because they need to benefit from that somehow, from that name.
Spiritual market.
Mm.
Very happy to talk to you.
Nice to see you too.
Давай поздороваться. Здорово.
Oh, привет. Mm. Good. I will ask you a few questions later on the chat, okay?
Окей. Ты не хочешь ничего сказать?
Some
Hi,
pra-
Cesar.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
Some practical stuff. This was when for Nasia and all that. I'll let you know later privately, okay?
Окей.
Чё,
Окей.
как перевод?
Я переведу.
Ладно.
Он сказал по техническим моментам.
Хорошо. Мгм.
Good. Okay. Oh, Christian.
Him?
I can see you, but I cannot hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah,
Yeah.
go. Let's go to your question here. Where is it?
Yeah.
Here. Those all thoughts comes from the self or from outside? From the self.
Yeah. Which self? The small self or the big self?
And then it is meant. And is it meant the ego self or the big self? The thought itself is the mind. So what arises from the self is the mind. The mind itself has two qualities, good qualities and bad qualities. But the self as such has no qualities, no attributes, no characteristics. The self is the self, it's neither good nor evil. It's absolute bliss. So that which arises from the self as I, and it appears to be in the body, it appears in the body as I. That which arises from the self and appears in the body as I is the mind. So the mind can have good qualities or bad qualities. So in a sense, the mind arises from the self, but the good qualities and bad qualities are related to the mind and not to the self. That makes sense?
Yes. So they come from the ego.
Correct. Correct. And the ego arises from the self, correct.
And all, if you have the tendency to make things big in your mind, what happened to you, and you cannot interrupt. I mean, it's always the same story, you know?
No, you can. We might find it hard. It depends upon the content of our mind that appears to be an individual mind. My mind is a personal mind. See, these tendencies are mine. Appears to be, the mind in reality is only one. It appears to be many, right? The mind is called the reflection of the self. So, I'll elaborate a little bit to see if this can be understood. Imagine that it is midnight, clear sky, full moon, and you have 100 buckets of water. What will you see reflected in each bucket of water? The same moon, isn't it?
Yes.
But it appears that there are many moons. So the mind is the reflection of the light of the self in the body that appears as I. So
Yeah.
this thought arises first. And then I am good or evil. See, all of the thoughts, whether they are considered to be good or bad, depend upon this single thought. First thought, I. I means I am the body. Because apparently now the moon seems to be limited to the bucket of water, seems to be in the bucket, and that it is the bucket, seems to be in the body, and that it is the body. Are you following?
Yes.
Okay. So all of the thoughts has this thought as a root. Whether the thoughts are good or evil depends upon the thought I. In that sense, we have to forget about consciousness now. So it's this I that finds difficult to control its thoughts. And it's this
Yeah.
I who sees its own thoughts.
Yeah.
So the mind is fighting with itself. And this is something that we must understand. This is wrong understanding of this knowledge. What this I has to do is to stop associating and identifying itself with its own thought process, whether it is considered to be good or evil. What is called good will, evil will. This will is individual will. Individual means I thought, mind, ego, person. So this I must ignore all thoughts and focus on itself.
On the ego or on the self.
On its the mind. In reality, the mind is essentially the self. But we don't know that yet until we know it, right? So the idea is to see, instead of looking at the thought, develop the curiosity as the thought arises. Don't follow the thoughts. To follow the thought is to pay attention to them. So let the thought arise, whether it's good or evil, but don't follow it. But instead of following, inquire, see from where they emerged. And they disappear, and eventually the thought I also disappears. Leave only the thoughts that are useful, just the practicality, for the practicality of your daily life. You have some knowledge, right? Therapies, whatever it is, that knowledge is there. It's part of your memory. You will not lose your memory, the capacity to think or to feel. It's the thought that we consider to be good or evil, which is basically our prejudices, preconceived ideas, something that we learn or we ourselves invented or created. So normally, any experience that it is pleasant, we call it good. This is good. This is right. If it is unpleasant, we say, well, this is bad. This is wrong. Or the person that makes us feel good or bad. So is the situation, circumstances, and persons or people create a pleasant environment. Okay, these people are good. This place is good. This environment is good, right? But if the people create some circumstances are not pleasant, and these people are bad, this place is bad. This is right, this is wrong. We are creating that. This is what we think. It has nothing to do with what happens. And then from that comes the tendency to experience more of what is good or to give continuity to it, or to avoid what is bad, what we think is bad, or to interrupt it, right? So this thought process is the one that needs to be avoided, because the one that wants this is I. The other thoughts is what has to be done. You're hungry, you have to eat, right? And with the knowledge that you have, you will find a way to satisfy that need. You are cold, you need to cover the body, to protect the body, and then you will have to use the knowledge that you have for that purpose. So the practical thinking doesn't bother anybody, helps everybody, right? Especially if you have some knowledge that allows you to perhaps easily satisfies those needs, which are the basic body needs: food, water, shelter, mainly that.
Right.
Mm.
But it's always the other people who make me angry.
Yes, yes, I understand that. But in
And
reality,
then I go on in my mind,
yeah,
what did he said, what did he said? And
in
I
reality,
have
is not
anger.
is our reaction. So what we are experiencing as anger is our reaction to these people or to these circumstances. So it's made by ourselves. It has nothing to do with that people or that situation, right? Why we get angry with that? Because they are not pleasant. See? Because they don't give me pleasure, right? Which I consider to be good. So they are not good. They are bad. Therefore, I get angry with them. I mean, that doesn't mean that if somebody is annoying or aggressive or bully or abusive, we can put our foot down without losing one's temper, which is different. This is character. And even though we may succeed or we may not, right?
If I put my foot down, always I lose my temper.
Yes,
And it gives
yes.
and
Try to learn how to, I don't know, give yourself at least 3 seconds. Okay. It doesn't matter what you see or what you hear or what you feel. Okay, because all that you perceive it through your senses, right?
yes,
Okay. Let that in and wait for at least 3 seconds, right? So you can see what is your reaction. And then you can see how the ego wants to rise and react. Hmm? If you can see that, then you can see that that is the ego and there is me. And ignore that. And even if you feel the anger or whatever it is, in a way you will be able to act, not to react, to say something and to do something, and you will pass by that ego movement, even if you feel it. And this is how it becomes weak. It fortifies itself when to express itself through the body. This is how it becomes strong, by acting or by reacting. Not acting, but by reacting. So because this reaction is conditioned by my beliefs, my thoughts, my likes and dislikes, prejudices.
yes,
So a situation may be unpleasant, good or bad, I don't know. It might be difficult, it might be challenging, good or bad, I don't know. So we don't deny the fact the situation is like this or like that. What we deny is that we are separate from it. The ego is the one that feels separate from something. So this is I and this is something else and I react to it. If the
yeah,
I is not there, the way to approach to things is completely different.
yeah. But
You may even pretend to be angry without being angry. Like a snake that has no poison and pretends to be poisonous just to scare the people around. Right? Leave me alone.
Okay, I had one discussion with one woman, and she spoke very rude, not with me, but in general. And I said, I don't like this way of talk. You get? You get what I mean?
Kind of.
No, I had one discussion with a client, a woman,
Ah.
and she spoke very in a rude way. And I told her I don't like this kind of talk.
Yes,
And after she said,
I don't like it.
yeah.
Mm.
And then she said, okay, I will not speak anymore like this. But then I still go on thinking,
Yeah, because the mind has already an image, a picture of that person. Even if that person becomes an angel, you won't see that person. You will see the image of that person, the image that you yourself created, right?
Right.
Your mind.
Right. Yeah.
Now,
And then I have block in my stomach. And
now, how do I remove that image? Right? By looking at the self that from where that image arose, right? Who thinks that person is not right, not I? Okay, let me forget about what I think and let me see who is the thinker. And that image will disappear. That image is not only about other people, but that image can be also about myself. The image that I created about that body and this body. That image is a mental image, it's a thought form, right?
yes.
So if the attention goes to the thinker, and if the thinker becomes imageless, that has no thoughts, that thinker cannot survive. It will merge and disappear, at least temporarily, in its source, which is bliss itself. It may arise back because the tendencies may not be fully destroyed. But if we really want the ego to be removed, we must keep on inquiring. See, there is no other choice. And it is possible. It is possible. It depends upon what do we want more, to be in peace or to be right. If you want to be in peace, you have to forget about being right or wrong. Means you have to forget about yourself, because this self I take myself to be is identical with what I think. Whether what I think is good or bad, my good thoughts or my evil thoughts, my good will or my evil will. Right? This thought I, if it is free from other thoughts, it cannot stand. Because the mind is I and this. See? I arises, automatically this and that arises. If the I disappears, this and that disappears. So the I without this and that cannot stand. This is how we have to learn to isolate this I from everything for some time, to ignore sensory perception. Okay? To summarize it, sensory perception, bodily sensations, feelings, emotions, and thoughts. 5 things to remember only: thoughts, feelings, emotions, bodily sensations, and sensory perception objects. And focus on the I that appears to be experiencing them, that is conscious of them. And this I becomes weaker and weaker and weaker and weaker, and at some point it will be fully, completely, permanently reabsorbed by the self.
Yeah, that's but focus on the I, but where is it? The
Correct.
I.
Correct. You know I, you know I, you know I am, I exist. See, everybody struggles at the beginning, especially if they haven't gone through a purifying process. But if we really are stubborn enough, okay, we can go through the direct path without purifying the mind. This by itself will purify the mind, and eventually the mind will disappear. So it depends upon how committed I am to this, or how clear is the understanding that there is no choice. The only choice that I have is not to identify myself with any form, whether it's thought form, sentimental form, emotional form, physical form, and objects. This is how the mind fits on what the mind fits on objects, right? If you don't give objects to the mind will die out of starvation, right? It becomes weak and weak and weak, and then boom, it dies. It is possible. It's a matter of commitment.
But if I focus on the I,
Yes.
I will sit there and I don't know what. I looking for the I, but I have there's no magnet or something.
Don't. Forget about that. See, go on your own speed. Don't compare yourself with anything or with what I said. Just go on your own speed. See your own way, your own path. Don't compare yourself with the others, right? When you have free time, means really free time without compromising responsibilities, body care, duties, then focus on your own knowledge of being, this knowledge I am. Eyes open or closed, whatever it is easy for you. And then you will see that this inquiry, this self-attention, self-awareness will mix with your daily activities, right? That the inquiry will go on with your daily activities, right? And the focus of attention, or the main focus of attention is I. You pay attention to everything else, but everything else is not that important. What is important is to know who I am, who am I, right?
But I do it every morning, but it seems it's not enough yet. Yet not enough.
Yes. Eventually, for the inquiry to work, it has to go on throughout the whole awakened state. When the intensity of the awakened state is strong enough, it will go on even in your dreams, in your sleep. But we must be persistent, see. We must persevere. And what are we doing actually? We are not doing anything. Because when the mind is directed to its source, right, it becomes still. So it's not doing anything. Doing means to get engaged mentally with something, someone, right? That is doing, and that is effort, right? Because we cannot stop making efforts, means to stop thinking about something or someone, positively or negatively, it doesn't matter. We say it is difficult to stop thinking. It's not difficult. What we found difficult is to see, we find it difficult because this tendency to make an effort to grab an object, a person, and think about it. I like it, I don't like it, I love it, I hate it, blah, 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 blah. Right? This is a strong habit, but it can be given up. Mm. Naturally, you can begin in the morning when you have free time, perhaps without engaging yourself in the world. And maybe at the end of the day, right, you back home, you have your dinner, you go to sleep, and then, okay, I will practice a little bit. But the inquiry should, to become fully effective, should go on throughout the whole awakened state. So this period of inquiring, when we have free time, will make us capable eventually, will make us capable eventually to carry on inquiring, to remain self-aware, even if I am having a conversation with somebody. It is possible. Don't leave room for doubt. The doubt is a thought, right?
Yes.
If there is a doubt, there must be a doubter. Then I ignore the doubt and see who is the doubter. He keeps quiet and temporarily merges in the peace that we feel. When we feel peace, the peace that we feel is the peace of the self, not the mental quietness. But the actual silence, the actual peace that we experience, even if it is for a split second, is the peace of, we are that peace. We are not even the experiencer of the peace. We are that itself. It is not clear yet.
Yeah, I will try and go on with it.
Go on. I would never tell you to give up.
And you cannot mix with other practice, no?
I wouldn't recommend to mix practices. The only thing that I would recommend, if it is too difficult, then if the inquiry doesn't work, then put attention on your breath. And the mind will come down a little bit, right? Because either you pay attention to the thoughts or you put attention elsewhere. And then put attention in your breath. When the mind comes down a little bit, then pay attention to the one that pays attention to the breath. Who pays attention to the breath? I. Then the mind is calmed down. Okay. Now, let me bring attention. Bring the attention from the breath to myself. As soon as you give up the attention from the thoughts, even if you put it in another thought, the previous thought is gone. You cannot think in two things. You cannot think about two things at the same time. Nobody can. One at a time.
If you put attention on the I and whatever it is,
Even
but
if,
still,
even if the thought doesn't disappear, it will not disturb you because it is ignored.
but the bodily sensation, they will be also still there.
They may be there, no problem. Even again, if attention is on the I, then bodily sensations will not bother you. Even if it is unpleasant, it will not bother you. Of course,
And also,
if you can minimize it or stop it somehow through medication or something, by all means. Otherwise, it will not affect you that much.
But still, there will be some expectation. The story come back, and the body's already alert.
No, the body doesn't know a thing. To be honest with you, the body doesn't even know that it exists. The body is inert.
But something is already alert, and projection will be there. And
That's the mind. And then that anxiety is there, that's fine. You must understand that this will bring to the surface all what is hidden within you, things that you may not even know that it existed. Fine. If it surfaces, it's good because it's coming out, right? If you tell me, Caesar, please throw the rubbish away. How can I throw it? Where is the rubbish to begin with? I have to see the rubbish, then I can take it away, right? I can throw it away. Yes?
yes,
So all this rubbish will surface, but I don't have to do anything to throw it away. You just remove the tension and bring it back to myself. The thought arises, good. The intention arises, good. Expectation arises, good. Let them arise. We don't fight them. We don't control them. We don't suppress them. We don't try to improve it or change it for a better thought or experience, right? We simply inquire. It arose from where it arose. Obviously from me. Okay, good. Me whom? See, the attention goes to me, to I. Again and again, do it gently, lovingly even, right? Happily. You must enjoy it. The inquiry must be something
I
pleasant.
mean, but what is with people who is not practicing anything?
Sorry,
They,
leave them alone. If people don't want to practice, that is not our business.
but I mean in general, people who doesn't have connection with spirituality,
Well,
but they will do action or not. So maybe if something come up, they do some stupid action.
the spiritual
Or
people also do stupid. The spiritual people believe that they are spiritual. These already stupid people because they already have an image of themselves. They have a spiritual ego. The ego is identical with the knowledge of spirituality that they have.
I mean, people who is interested in self-knowledge or
But what happened with them? What about them?
no, but the normal people, they will be kicked to do some action with this when the subconsciousness is opening the
Yeah, but
doors.
my question is why we are talking about them? They are not here. You are bringing them here. See, you carry them now in your mind. See, them are people, objects. See, then who is thinking about them? I. Okay, I'm interested in this I, not in them, not in this, not in that, but in I. What I'm doing now through this dialogue is for you to know how it works and for you to do it. I am asking the question, who is saying all that? Where are all these people? Who is thinking about them? You. You who? See? This is what you have to learn. See how the thought arises. As soon as you start talking about it, they already running your life. See, you bring them here,
And
and then you feel something nice or not about them. This is all thought.
But sometimes I think is it normal that I have so much anger, you know?
This is not a question. If it is normal because of the tendencies, because of the prejudices. But you write this question, you are going into the wrong direction. Is it normal? If the answer is yes, then okay. For whom is it normal? Right? You have to, slowly, you can catch this faster and faster and faster. So you get less involved in your thought process.
Sometimes I think I'm not normal, you know?
Whether you think you are normal or not normal, see, this is what you think about yourself, right? The idea is that this I don't think about anything and don't think about itself, but it is free from thoughts. If this thought, I, is capable to stay free from thoughts, it will sink. Without thoughts, the mind cannot stand, right? Even the thoughts that we hate, we love them because we look at them. See, we pay attention to them. Why? Because it keeps ourselves alive as the ego. So the mind will choose goodness and evilness. It doesn't care. Even if it's suffer, it's not suffering. It's having fun because it keeps it there as a sufferer. Because me, see, this is the the victim ego. Me, all people, the world. See, he loves it because it keeps it alive. Otherwise, it dies. So we are unconsciously in love with our suffering because it gives us reality as ego.
But it's unconscious.
Yeah, of course, it is unconscious. If you become conscious, then all that game begins to slow down and come to an end at some point. And it creates a situation. See, it's happening again. See?
Yes,
Yes.
right.
All women are the same. No, it's not true. Some of them are worse. The ego says, right? So it's all a mental projection, right? And it will recreate all that.
But maybe there's trauma inside.
It doesn't matter whose
They
trauma.
trigger only this stuff.
You don't have to fix the trauma. See whose trauma is it? And then you save yourself all the money and time in therapy and medication. Self-inquiry bypasses all that and dissolves all that and is free of charge.
Yeah. And sometimes in the night I wake up from the body pain, from the story, you know.
Emotional pain, you mean?
Yeah.
Yes.
And then I listen a little bit of your satsang, and then I can sleep.
Good, good. If you cannot inquire, then make the mind to think about this, right? So the mind gets saturated with this knowledge, right? But this is it's a form of meditation, meditation in the concept, in the knowledge. And then you can meditate on the meditator. See? If you cannot meditate on the meditator, then meditate on the knowledge. But don't let the mind wander elsewhere.
And nowadays I again listen to bhajans, and I feel it gives a little balance.
Good. Whatever helps you.
And they're very calm and
Well, is the mind, if something calms you, fine. When the mind is calm, then even forget about mind calm. So it's another thought. But then use that calmness to focus on yourself.
yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. Good.
Next week I go to Italy
Ah,
for holiday.
why not? Enjoy it. If you have the means, by all means, right? If you don't, then bag it up. What to do?
You are already in Paradise Island.
Yeah, island is paradise for now. Let's see what happens in the next few days.
Yes, right.
Yes, things here.
I heard about.
Yeah, it's quite tense now. So
Oh,
anyway, it will pass. I just don't want to use this platform to speak about that.
yes.
Because it may sound that I am on this side or on that side. I am not on any side. I am in the middle of both sides. That's all. Trying to dodge whatever they are throwing to each other. Okay, it is only a few minutes left, and there is two person there raising their hands. Okay,
Thank you.
good. You're welcome.
Good.
So, Tonka,
Hi.
how?
How? Okay, there's not much time. I've been doing this inquiry, and I have these like contradicting things. Like one of the thing that you spoke about is the moon reflecting in the bucket of water. And what you call like the self is reflected in us, but what's confusing for me is like I only am aware of what is happening in this bucket. You know, I only know what I had for breakfast. I only know my own memories. Like it's all, everything I know is about me and my experience.
I, me, and myself. Yeah,
Yes, yes. So, like, how can it be that I am that if I only know what Tonka is?
that's good. What do you want? You want to know more? Don't you have enough?
No. It's just kind of, like the point is to get out of the bucket, and then the other day I was doing the inquiry and I was looking at the sea and I had this feeling like there is no sea with I don't understand it, but like there is no sea without me and there is no me without the sea.
Yes.
Like we're inseparable. And it's it feels right, but it's also very, very confusing.
Wait.
Wait.
There is no sea without me, but there is me without sea. Now, there is no me without sea. There is no, okay, that is mind.
So my thing was there is no sea without me,
Yes.
but also there is no me without the sea.
No, yes. As consciousness, yes. What is the sea in deep sleep and the me in deep sleep?
Yeah, that's also and then it feels like this Tonka thing. It's like a tool. I don't know how to say it, that what you call the self uses this to like maybe experience itself. I don't know, you know, and then when Tonka goes to sleep, the tool is shut off or something. I don't know, it's very confusing. I don't know if you know.
Hold on. The mind is the world. When the mind identifies itself as a body, then the world appears to be something else.
Yeah, but that's the thing now.
You are experiencing a mental state called non-differentiation. There is no C without me, and there is no me without C, because
Yes.
mind, and C are one.
Yes.
The subject and the object are one. This experience is called the experience where the object merges with the subject, and there is no differentiation between subject and object. That is a
Yes.
mental state. Some people call it samadhi. That
Call
mental
it what?
samadhi, a non-differentiated state. Now, that state is what makes obvious the presence of consciousness, which is beyond that. Now, if that state is there, don't spoil it by analyzing or making conclusions. It's obvious.
Yes.
It's obvious.
Yeah, it's
Now,
obvious, but it's also confusing. Yes.
it's confusing when you start trying to analyze it.
Yes.
Otherwise, there is no confusion, there is clarity. In that state where there is no confusion, the mind is totally still. Again, when the mind is totally still, then it will begin to sink in the self. Actually, we can feel the magnetic pull, see the power of the self absorbing that quiet me, right? And it becomes obvious that that power is what we actually are. And that power and the self are not different.
Okay.
It's a nameless, formless, conscious power. To put it in a way,
It is obvious.
it is
But
all. Then that is beyond, that self is beyond confusion and clarity. It's beyond even the non-differentiated state. See? It's beyond differentiation and non-differentiation, unity and separation, duality and non-duality. It's beyond all, cannot be explained. It can only be experienced directly.
okay. Yes, that's beyond me at this point, but
Yes.
I guess we have to trust these because it from like our normal state of mind, it doesn't make sense.
You must trust the teaching and the teachers, that's all.
Yeah, but also trust this. I don't know, whatever happens, I don't know how to. It's like all of a sudden I see things differently, and the mind is like, this is not how we were taught. This
Eh,
doesn't make sense. Yes.
Exactly, because the mind wants to make, the mind can only make sense out of something if that something is something other than itself. But since everything is the mind cannot make up anything about anything because there is no other, right, that the mind can think of. That means the mind is only knowing itself. And then this knower of itself as I, see, the idea that the knower of itself is I disappears in what we actually are. Right? That reveals
Yeah.
itself. Eh,
Yeah, we'll see about that. This is like maybe the next step. So
good. That's fine. See,
yeah.
the
So I
mind.
can see as you talk about it, I see my mind trying to figure out what it looks like when that happens, but that's
No.
yeah.
The
I
mind.
know. Yeah, I'm just saying, yeah.
The mind is not used to be still. That's all,
Yes.
and it feels weird. And then it begins to. Oh, and how it's gonna be when and this is. I try to avoid that, right?
Okay. But it is getting more and more quiet, like very spontaneously. Like the last week, like the situation is getting worse and worse.
You see, the
But
mind
I
is
can,
the intellect is a tool of the ego. So the mind
yeah,
says, all this, what am I, where am I going with all that? I'm not going nowhere. So it begins to enjoy more the quietness than the all this analysis and reasoning and understanding and conclusions and theories and knowledge, spirituality included. But if I keep quiet, it's so nice. So let me keep quiet. I there's a joke, no? You look nice when you're quiet.
yeah,
You look nicer when you're quiet.
yes. But it's not like I'm getting passive because I'm quiet.
I get it. I get it.
Yes. Yeah, okay.
So when the mind is quiet, don't spoil it.
Okay.
Let it balance in its natural state and eventually disappear.
Will I be able to function
Of course,
after that?
of course you can.
Okay.
Yeah, you will not lose your memory. You will not lose the capacity to think or to feel.
Okay.
You will have less and less useless thought. And there will be only useful thoughts. Practical thought doesn't bother anybody. Practical thought helps you, right? We don't become
Yes.
we become egoless.
Because I've noticed this, like, uh, what's holding me back a bit of fear. What if I stop functioning? Like, what if I remember Ramana sitting in the temple and the bugs eating him and whatever. Like,
That was
and
not all the time. That was for some
yeah,
time.
I know, but you know what I mean. Like,
Yes.
will I be?
You won't
Will
be
I
there.
be?
You will not be there to ask the question.
Okay. Okay.
You will not be there to ask the question. In that state, the question will simply not arise. Somebody asked Ramana, how do I know that I am realized? The question will not arise. Who is going to be there to raise any questions about anything, right? On the contrary, the mind becomes more efficient because it's more calm. So you are capable to pay more attention to what you do. So you do it carefully and peacefully and selflessly because you're interested only in what you're doing, not in how it's going to be the result of this, right?
Okay.
Good. Don't worry. Now, why you don't write? Do you write this question in deep sleep when you are not functioning? No, because you are not there. As the ego, you are not there. So consciousness has no problem if there is world or there is no world.
Yeah.
Okay. No, but it's good that you cleared it out. It's a good question. These are questions that arises, see, when we go deeper and deeper and deeper. So the obstacles appear, they are more subtle, right? And we can't see, it's more difficult to figure it out, right? So if the mind is quiet, don't spoil it. The mind dies quietly. Good. So let me go with Salina because time is already.
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Cesar.
You're welcome. Good, good.
Hi, Cesar. I have really fast question. So, about self-inquiry. So, if during the day my mind is calm, should I willingly look in this calmness? Because it seems like somebody appears who is looking, but when nobody is looking and it's just being, it seems that self-inquiry is spoiled because
Yes. No, yes. The inquiry is the so-called practice, sadhana, inquiry, effort, is to bring the attention from the object to the subject, right?
yes.
When the attention is on the subject, the inquiry fulfill its purpose. You don't have to make an effort to keep it on the subject because it is already on the subject.
So it means willingly I don't do anything.
You are not doing anything, you are still.
Yes.
Yes.
And keep it as it is.
Don't spoil it. That's my point.
Yes.
Any effort is going to be first contradictive, right?
Yes.
Second, it will be counterproductive. It will make you feel bad, uncomfortable, contracted, and even fearful.
Mm.
So effort is called bring the attention from there to here. When the attention is here, what is the effort to keep it here if it is already here?
But here it's like nowhere because when you tell here, my mind come, my mind
Here means
come and explain me what is here.
no,
But it's nowhere. It's
here means to yourself. It's nowhere, but it's on
yes.
yourself. Yes. And then you will find that this yourself is the self and not the mind.
The quiet one.
Beyond the quiet man one.
Mm-hmm.
The self is beyond the thoughtless state. Beyond quiet mind.
Mm-hmm. No, now I'm just on a quiet mind and
Good.
the question is like, is it like right quiet mind or is something else there that I should do or something like this?
The mind can only get to that point. The rest is up to the power of the
Oh,
self.
yes.
It's the power of the self that you will feel it. I'm telling you, literally, that magnetic pull. See, there is a moment that the mind can help it. It's just going to be.
Mm.
The magnetic pull of the self will reveal itself. The power of the self will reveal itself.
I know what you're talking about. I experienced it in the night time. In daytime, I did not. When it actually feels like physically something like electricity or something.
But it's not physical.
Yeah, but it feels like it feels like electricity.
It appears to be physical because the
Yes.
point of reference is the body. And because
Yes.
we are used to perceive things through the body, then that inner power, it's also, but it's not physical.
Mm. So, okay, self-inquiry means that to make the mind still, if it's still, don't spoil it.
Don't spoil it.
I see. Yes, that was my question for 2 days without satsang.
This is what I love about the great master, for example. Ramana Maharshi said, All this can be summarized in this way. The truth is, the self alone is. And the way to realize it is by being still. See, not by doing something, but by being still. Be still and know I am that I am.
Mm. Thank you.
You're welcome. Good. Then see you tonight, if you are awake. Otherwise on Wednesday. Today is Sunday
Yeah.
already. Good.
Thank you.
Good, good, good. Ok, entonces nos vemos mañana. Perdón, nos vemos a la noche. O si es muy tarde para alguno de ustedes, no para Guillermo. Guillermo ya ni duerme. Está despierto permanentemente. Y nos vemos a la noche, si no, el miércoles, ¿ok?